today we will go through prototyping possibilities, and we need to understand our customers, how to find the right business model and starting points, and also making choices. And if you have any question, feel free to ask me at any time. So let us move. Here we go. What do we mean by prototyping possibilities that we have it? So actually, we will learn through the section. Actually, I divided to be in different section. We will learn what is prototyping. Also, we will go through like 10 tips that will help you, how you can make your idea visible, and how you can flash out ideas with the value proposition canvas that we have. So, what is prototyping? What do you know about it, what we call it a prototyping? Actually, prototyping, it's the practice of building a quick and to study your product before you make it live or before you add it to your business models. So with the prototypings, there is a different way to do it. So today I'm going to try to mention two main topics or two main methodology that you can use it to build your prototyping. So um, the question here, or why do we need to do a prototyping? Because it will help you for your value proposition canvas, as I mentioned. Actually, also, it will give you a value to your product before you go live, and it will help you to understand what kind of things that you want to deliver. And from there, we will learn now the 10 tips that will help you during uh, while we are building your prototyping. So let's start with the first one, which is if you are trying to build your prototyping, make sure to make it more visible and also make it like clear and easy to understand. This is the first tips for you. Second one, prototyping, actually, it's like you need to make sure that do not let existing knowledge get in the way of exploration. And it means don't put everything within the main prototyping that you have. To try to put the basic things, the main features that you will add it to your features or to your product or your application. Every time I'm mentioning an application because I'm a developer, that's why the main product for me is deliver an application or a dashboard. So that's why every time you're gonna hear from me an app or dashboard. So this is the second tip. Third one, feel free to take a screenshot, and also I'm gonna share with you the main PDF file for the book, and you can take a screenshot from there. Third step, that actually don't add too much ideas to your prototyping. And actually, what they mentioned, don't feel in love with the first ideas that you created. Make sure to understand your idea before add it to your prototyping. So they mentioned very clear here, don't fall in love with the first ideas that you have it in your prototyping. Try to think outside of the box. Let's move to the number 4. So actually here, what you need to do early in the process, the right direction, it's supposed to be unclear, right? Because you need, why we need to do the prototyping, we need to understand to make our process much easier. And as we know, the first step for us, the process will be, or the direction of our process for sure, it will be unclear. So don't panic and make sure that while you are building your prototyping, you will understand the full idea about your process and what kind of features or what kind of things that you will add to your product. So, and it's normal. So that's why when I start to build my first prototyping, actually for a specific application, I was super panicked that I'm not sure what kind of direction that I need to go and what kind of features I need to add, and a lot of ideas within my mind, actually. So that's why while you are practicing to build your prototyping, it will become much easier for you. Let's move to the number 5. So here we go. With number 5, actually, keep your prototyping easier, quick to understand. And as I mentioned, make sure to add much knowledge and make it easier to for example, if I have someone will work with me, I need to make sure the one that was working with me will understand what I'm trying to reach or what I'm trying to deliver. So make it easier, not difficult at all. Okay. Number 6 here, actually, you need to get a feedback early, in early stage actually, and this is my suggestion, because when you take a feedback from like stakeholders or the customers, you can convert this feedback to be a positive things and to develop your product. It's really a good things to start to take your feedback or the feedback from the end user from the prototyping stage, because taking the negative, even if you receive a negative feedback, actually don't take it personally, because actually this negative feedback will help you to develop your maybe your project or your product, and it's still you are in the first stage. It's better than getting a negative feedback while you are delivering your product. So this is what they mention within the book. Okay, number 7, actually, it's really cool step here. You need to learn from your mistake. No one is perfect, and especially if you are working with a difficult project, you will face a lot of things. You will do a lot of mistakes, and this is my experience actually. As I mentioned, don't take it personally and try to learn from the mistake that it happened during the project and convert it to be something a positive thing. So try to, for example, if I did something wrong with my application and I don't have any idea how to fix it. So what I need to do, what's the next step for me? I need to go and search for the good community that will help me. Search for the answer. Try to ask people. Don't be shy. So and learn from your mistake. Number 8, which is my also favorite tip here, think outside of the box, be creative. So creativity, actually, it's not something that you can get it easy. So it's your personality, it's your creativity thing. So think outside of the box. Try to make something different and something with the will give a value to your end user or your customer. 9, actually, it's what they mention, like use Shrek models. And what do you mean here by Shrek models here? It means like be unique, be yourself. Don't try to copy others. Just be yourself while you are delivering the product. And I know it's hard sometimes to be yourself, and especially if you are dealing with a big customers. They are asking for a lot of things, and sometimes you need to keep everything like what I mentioned, the professional way. But if you look at all the new products, all the things that we have it now, I'm going to focus here more about Power Platform product from Microsoft. If you look at it, it's something really cool, and new, colorful. You can use it, and at the same time, it's giving a value for huge companies. Like now, many companies they are using no code, low code products. Like we have my company Schlumberger, we have Coca-Cola, we have a lot of companies. They are starting to use Power Platform. It's a new way even. So make yourself unique, but while you are delivering your product. Number 10, and it's similar to I think number 5, which is learn, and but on number 5 that we learned from our mistake, but here keep sure to learn, track all your prototypes, learning and insights, and try to review whatever you have already written on your prototype. So this is on number 10. Now let us move to how we can make an ideas visible with the Napkin Sketches, which is the first methodology of building or creating a prototyping. So today I'm going to share with you 2 tips in a short brief, but you can go in more details about it. And some people actually they use Napkin Sketches methodology to write their prototype. So what is a napkin sketch, or what do you mean by this one actually? It's I can mention it's the easiest way to make your ideas more easy to understand, more visible, and to avoid or they avoid going into the details actually of how the ideas work, and uh, also to clear of getting a lot of implementation issues. If you look at here, it's really simple a graph. Like they mention here, it's about the bank and what kind of clients and all this stuff. So they are not putting a lot of information, and it's like you just have a piece of paper and you can draw whatever you want and make it in your own way, and it's easy to understand. And most of the people I have been attend before COVID-19 a lot of physical meeting, and most of them they are using now we are converting our word from analog to be as a digital, and we are using a note on our tablet, and they are using actually this methodology, and they don't know what's the name of this methodology, and everyone they prefer to do their prototype by drawing or writing. So we call this methodology as a napkin sketches, which is the easiest way to describe your ideas. Now let us move to the second one, which is how you can use the second methodology, which is Adlibs, actually, they call it. And what do we mean by this one, or what we can do? Actually, it's, as I mentioned, it's the second way to build your prototyping, and actually it's a really easiest way also. But here you have more direction, you have more information, and it's really clear, like our product, this will help this customer, and what kind of jobs that I need to be done. It's similar to the customer's profile and the second one, value map, but in different way. If you look at here, we have the product, we have a customer profile, and also here we have what kind of jobs that I need to do. And if you remember, what do we mean by this shapes that we have it here? This one actually, it's a customer profile, which is here. This one, it's the customer jobs, if you remember on the first chapter. And here, what kind of value we're gonna give them, and what kind of pains that we will, or a challenge that we will remove from the customer. So here we have two main things. By using the Adlib methodology, we will use our customer profile plus value map. So you can use it in this way, or you can use it in this way. And for me, I prefer two ways. And to be honest with you, I'm using the first one, and because for me, I feel like it's the easiest way to explain what kind of things. And I have my own whiteboard that I can every time if I have any new application, any new implementation for any project, I'm trying to write my prototyping on either whiteboard or a digital whiteboard. So now let us move to the second section of our session today, which is starting points. The question here is where to start, and I really suggest for you to take a screenshot of this one, and you can go through it. Actually, within the book, they mention a clear structured way that you can go, and from where you can design, and what kind of tips that you need to follow. And here they mention like you have a different 16 sectors here, if you look at it actually, or a trigger we can call it, and from where you need to start. And if you look at it here, we have three main components. We have like your value propositions, which is the first one that we explain it on our, which is value proposition canvas. We have a business models. There is a specific session about it. We will talk about it later on. And the third one, which is your business model environment. And they divide it here to a several area. Look at it. We already explained this part. You already familiar with the business model. If not, we will have another session. And the environment, it will be similar to this one. And when you can zoom in, when you can zoom out. I'm going to share with you the link. You can get the highest resolution picture, actually. So I will share it shortly on the chat. So this is from where we can start, and what's the most important point that you need to focus on it. It's really helpful, especially if you are working in a huge project, sorry, or if you have like a new product. So this steps will guide you to start like from where to start and what's the first step for you to go. Okay, let us move to understanding customers. Actually, here I'm not adding any graphs. This one actually, you need to understand your customers. You are the one who will deal with your end user or customers. You need, as we mentioned on the previous session, we have a specific section that you need to focus on the three areas of the customer. And we call it customer profile. You need to know and you need to focus on customer jobs, what they are doing, what kind of task they are looking for. You need to focus on what kind of a challenge they are facing. Also, you need to think about what kind of things they are looking for. And from there, you will be able to study your customers before delivering your product. And this is what do they mean by understanding customers. As you mentioned, this is the first step for you before jump to the final step, which is delivering your product. Okay. Now, let us talk more about making choices. So I know it's hard for you to take or any choice sometimes, like when should I use what or where should I use this tool or this product or this methodology and all this stuff. So here we go. I'm gonna share with you the 10 questions. They have it within the book. It's really useful questions. You need to ask yourself this question before anything. Like you need to ask yourself about your business model here. They mention it's embedded in a great business model. You need to ask yourself, does it focus on the most important jobs? And they have it on customer profile. Does it focus on like specific jobs, as we mentioned? Like, are we going to remove the challenge from our customer? So you can take a screenshot. There is a different question. You need to focus on it. And this question, actually, you need to type it or you need to ask yourself before to move to the second chapter, which is test your product and publish your product or your application. And also need to put in your consideration customer first. You need, that's why they mention here within the book, you need to understand, you need to study your customer actually before focusing on the product, to avoid any mistake, to avoid anything that before, because while what why they mentioned that you need to ask yourself this question, and why do I need to understand my customer actually, because it will help you to avoid any mistake, to avoid any things that will happen when you deliver the product directly to your customer, and at the end they will not like it, and within this stage you will not reach the fit area that we have it between two sections. So take a screenshot of this question, try to practice, try to ask yourself this question, and I really suggest for you, don't wait for to have like a real project. Try to create any project for you. I'm not telling that to create any product for now, but I mean practice all these steps that we have it, like how to create a customer profile. Imagine like you have a specific project and you want to implement this step, and while you are practicing, you will be able to understand a lot of things, and you will be able to see like where should I focus more? Where's my weakness? Where can I get support from the expert? I'm not telling that I'm an expert actually, but I'm still like you. I'm still learning actually, and that's why I'm doing this session. I'm sharing whatever I have and whatever I already read from this book. So, after we ask ourselves and what they suggest to before making any choices, make sure to ask yourself this question. Maybe you can add more if you have any other question, but make sure to have your own list. Like, what should I ask yourself before deliver any product or any project? Now, let us talk more about finding the right business model. So, finding the right business model, what they mention actually, they put again three or two main things. And what they mention here, are you creating a value for your customer? You need to ask yourself two questions here while you are building your right business model. And are you creating a value for your customer? This is the most important question actually. And before doing anything, And to answer this question, what do we need to do? We need to build our value proposition canvas. And from there, after you build your power or value proposition canvas, you need to move to the second step, which is here. Are you creating a value for your business? And here, what you are doing within the business model, actually, you are focusing on both area, and whatever you're implementing here within the value proposition canvas, you will be adding all this stuff within the business model. There is a lot of things that you need to add, and I'm sure you are expert on the business model and how to build it. But value proposition canvas, actually, it's a part of your business models. So from there, you need to zoom out and zoom in different area, like uh, understand more about your customer value proposition in your business, and also zoom out to the bigger picture. Try to think about what if my product, like what kind of challenge that you're gonna face, what kind of risk that you will have. So try to zoom in and zoom out. This is what they mean by zoom in and zoom out. Zoom out to your customer, zoom in and zoom out to your even your product, not only your customer. You can take a screenshot, and by the way, the session will be posted on my YouTube channel, so don't worry. You can go anytime to my YouTube and look at it and take a screenshot for whatever you want. Okay, so I tried my best to make it easy session, and because there is a lot of things within this chapters, is like it's more than 70 pages. I tried my best to cover the most important topics, and actually there's a few things that they cover it, and but I don't want it to make it really complicated or boring session. So I try to explain the valuable things that I understand it from this chapter. And you can go to the book, the online version, and you can go there, look at it, focus more, read more about it, and they have a lot of information. Let me share with you the online version. I forget to share it on last session. Just a minute. I hope that I have it somewhere. If not, so let me try to find it. And so thank you so much for attending the session today. And if you have any question, feel free to reach me out at any time. And if you have any question, it's the time to ask.